Hey guys, so welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I'm back with my computer, and today we are going to learn about grid layout. So before this video we have learned, up to this point we have learned about pack method. So this pack method, what exactly it does and all those things we have learned about that. So this pack method basically does, what it does is it will basically align or render all those components or widgets, and it will automatically, basically it will automatically render it onto the GUI window. But now what do we actually want is, we want the customization, we want to align our widgets as per our need. So I want to align my widgets, I want to render my widgets as per my need. So I will add my label in the first row, first column, then I will add the label in the first row and second column and all those things. So here, as you can see in the picture, rows are horizontal spaces or horizontal lines, and columns are vertical columns. So the vertical alignment is called as column and the horizontal alignment is called as rows. So as you can see in this picture. So now with that said, now let us continue with our today's video and let us learn about grid layout. So here I have this code from our previous video where we basically created this basic GUI. We have learned about padding in our previous video. So if you haven't watched it yet, then you can find the link of that video in the I button. And if you haven't accessed my Python programming playlist, then you can find the link of that playlist in the description below. So with that all said, now let us continue with today's video. So here I have this code. Now let me delete this. Now what do we actually want is, I want to create a basic form where I will take input of first name, second name, and then I will take a button, or I will add a button which will then basically simply print those two values. So what I will do, so here I will not go far into printing those values, I will simply use the grid layout to show you what it actually is. So we have this geometry 400 by 400 right now. Now here what I would like to do is, I will create a label. So I will use the short form. So I will use label, then I will add a text like this. So first name. So I would like to take input of first name, and now let me show you what happens if we use pack method. So we have first name and then we have the last name. So now let us pack them, and as well as along with this, here let me add a comment. Okay, so here I will add a comment, labels. Okay, so we have this labels here, and this is simply a comment to divide them, or we can do this without a comment as well, but here I am simply adding this comment. So entries, we have this, the entries here, and I will take the entry which will be in root, and that's it. I simply want the entry. And now let us pack it. So we will pack this, and now with packing this, I will also add a button. So let's add a button here. So this will be our button, and then I will add button. I am adding those comments for future reference. We will use that code in our future videos. So here I will use pack method, and I will add a text which will be, let's say, submit. So we have this two labels, and we have these two entries and a button. Now let us run this code. So here, as you can see, we have first name, then we have last name, then we have this entry, then we have second entry, and then we have submit. Is it looking good? I don't think so. So for that, what we need to do is, we need to use our grid layout, and that's what I will be showing you right now. So instead of using pack method, I will use the grid method. So this grid is another awesome method built in to our TKinter, where we can specify the row and column. So I will add row. I want this in the first row or the 0th row, and I want the first label to be in 0th column. Okay, so row will be 0, column will be 0. Then what I want here is, I want the row equal to 1 and the column equal to 1, not 1, 0. So now what is happening here, we are checking for the first column, and sorry, not the first column, 0th column and the first row. That means the 0th column means the top left corner, and 0th row means top left corner, then the second row which is just below the first row, and then the second, and then the 0th column. So we get these two names in below each other. Then what I will do, instead of using pack, I will use grid here as well, and here I will use row is equal to, now we want the row to be 0 here, because I want this in front of this first name. I want the entry box in front of this name. That's why I will use row is equal to 0, and then I will change the column to 1 here, and similarly I will use row is equal to 1 here, and the column is equal to 1 here. Now let me save it, and now let us run it. So now we have some error here, so row must be okay. So here I am using row in pack. We don't have row defined in this pack, so we have to use this grid, and then we can use this grid here as well, where I will specify row is equal to, let's say, 3, and the column is equal to, I will use 1. So we get this submit button below the entry boxes. Now let us run it, and we get another error which is in here. So we have this error. Where do we have this error? We have row and column. So row is 3, and there must be some error. So on line number 7, so we have this error on line number 7, where we are using pack. So instead of using pack, we have to use grid, and that was the silly mistake that I made there. Now let us run it, and here as you can see we have this type of input now. That means we get this first name, and this box is now in front of it. So this is our column 0 and row 0. This is all our column 1 and row 0, because rows are horizontal and columns are vertical. So this is our row 0 but column 1. This is our row 2nd and column 0. Then this is our row 2nd and column 1, and this is our column row 3rd and column 2nd. So here instead of using 1, we are starting our counter from 0, and that's why we have column is equal to 0 and row is equal to 0, and you can also start from 1 as well. So we have this type of input, and now if I'll add some padding here, so if I will add pad x, let's say not x, I will add, I will add pad x, let's say 10. Here as well I will add pad x equals 10. So we are adding padding from left and right sides, and pad y is equals to, let's say 10. So now we are adding padding from left and right sides. So we will add this padding here like this. We will save it, and now we will run it. So now here as you can see we have this beautiful form. Still it is not looking very good, not looking very professional, but now it is better than it was before. So we have this form and we have this button here. So just like that we can use our grid layouts. And what grid layouts are, basically grid layouts give us the customization where we can specify the number of rows where and the columns where we want to place our widget. So just like that we can place our widgets as per our requirement. So in this video we have learned about grid, and in previous videos we have learned about pack method. So that's all for today guys, and thank you for watching this video. If you like my videos, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. And with that said, thank you for watching this video again, and I will see you in the next video.